friends. Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to a very special episode where I will be coding with the coding train. Please say hello.
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, we're actually not in the same room together, even though it looks like it. And there are lots of...
There we go.
Nice. And there are lots of drops happening on the screen. So we'll just spend a few minutes saying hello to everyone, and then we're going to get started. But the plan today is to build a Discord bot. So if you go to github.com/codinggarden/intro-discord-bot, that's where all the code we're going to write today is. We have a pretty simple to-do list, which we're going to get to in a minute. And that's the plan. And if you are not subscribed to the Coding Train, please do. You probably are. A lot of the viewers here on the Coding Garden came from the Coding Train. So, and let's say hello.
Oh, interesting. It's fun. It's fun to see like what my channel looks like from a different account.
Yeah. Can we do
Which actually,
well,
that's one of the things that I actually never, it's so confusing, the YouTube interface. There's like different ways to configure what your channel landing page looks like. And you can configure to look at it from different perspectives. I never understand, but it's good to see that this, I don't know if this is what I intended it to be, but I can see what it is.
No, it's same thing happens on my channel, just trying to configure it. But can we do a virtual high five real quick?
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know if I can reach.
I don't see where I'm reaching to.
Okay.
Oh, I can see. This is as far as my camera goes.
Yeah, mine's like right there. Cool. And hello, Ben. Welcome to the show. And if you look at my screen share, you can see all the chats that I'm acknowledging.
Yep.
And hello, great game. What's happening? Okay.
I recognize a lot of these names.
Coding Train viewers?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Hello, Code with Dinesh. Welcome. Oh no, my app has broken. it's not letting me acknowledge chats. Okay, we'll just scroll.
I have this effect on other YouTube channels. I come in and I break all the technical stuff since I'm always having technical issues.
Yeah. Oh, and let us know if you're watching live. Can you hear Dan okay? Can you hear me okay? How are the levels? And thanks for the Twitch follow, Tank337. Welcome to the show. What's up, Paras? Hello, Infi. What's up? Welcome. Hello, Cool Brick. Hello, Dan. Hello, Paolo. Dan says, I already can code bots. I need to go. All right. See you later. Hello, Depot Pam, who says, I have exams tomorrow. Yeah, there are quite a few people mentioning it. They have exams, so you can watch the VOD later. And hello, Danielle. Welcome. We're going to be streaming for a little less than an hour and a half, I'll say. At least an hour, for sure. And thanks for the Twitch follow, xRomeo. Yeah, this will be a shorter one.
Yes, I actually have, I'll just put it out there that I'm getting my hair cut. So tomorrow, I'm going to live stream tomorrow.
Okay.
You'd see this hair, it will be gone. If I make it to the appointment and everything goes according to plan. It's been quite a while.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah, and this collaboration is definitely a long time coming. So over a year ago, in September of 2018, I was actually in New York City, and I got to do a live stream in Dan's studio. And so that was fun. But that collaboration in particular, I kind of just had a lesson planned and just kind of taught it. This time, we're going to try to be a lot more interactive and code together and pair and do all that good stuff.
Well, it feels like that was so much more recent than, I mean, I guess it's less than 2 years ago because it was September. But...
Yeah. No, and that video has definitely got a resurgence recently.
Yes.
That's cool.
It's very strange how we've talked about this, but it's very strange how YouTube, whatever the mysteries are behind how it recommends videos, but I've had certain videos that are years old will just for a few days suddenly be watched by thousands of people and then go right back to being at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
And for better or worse, it's sort of like a fun thing to track, but that Coding Garden collaboration is currently on this big upswing. They must have known somehow. They're hacked into our emails or Discord messages about planning this.
Yeah, they know it's gonna happen.
Repeat. Yeah.
Thanks for the Twitch follow, Arjun. Danielle says, good luck on your papers and exams. Yes, good luck to everyone out there that's have his exams recently.
Yes. Good luck to your papers and exams.
Yeah, we were a little bit behind, but I'm pretty glad we got most of the technical difficulties worked out before the stream started. So, crossing my fingers. Cool. All right, I think that's enough catch up. There's so much chat. I'll try to keep track if I can, I will keep the chat open on my screen, but there's a lot of people watching, so we may not get to all of the chat messages. Cool.
And I'm seeing them as well because I'm seeing your screen share. So if I notice something as you're talking and doing stuff, I can reply to it.
Yeah, feel free. Okay, so I know you're all enjoying the drop game, but I am going to disable it because it's very, very distracting. All right, one last drop from Ben Aaron Dahmer. And a drop from Doc. Oh, yeah, nice drop, Doc. Okay, it's gone now. Awesome. Okay, so the plan today is to just build a very basic Discord bot, and we are going to be using Discord.js, which is a JavaScript library for interacting with Discord. And the plan is to kind of just walk through how do you create a bot, how do you add it to a server, get a basic bot going, and then we'll create some basic commands like an echo command, like you can send the bot a message and it'll send it right back, and then something like an 8-ball command where it can give you a random prediction of some yes or no question. And then if we have time, which we may not, some other command, which I have in mind, and maybe we'll get to that. So I guess first up, Dan, what do you know about Discord.js or Discord bots?
Well, Discord is actually pretty new to me. Mm-hmm. I had been trying to find ways to engage with the community of viewers of the Coding Train outside of just the YouTube chat, YouTube comments. And for a while, I'd been using like an unpaid Slack, and that I had available for people who signed up as Patreon or members or whatever. And so recently, I switched everything over to Discord. There's a public Discord. I don't know to what extent people have room for so many different Discords in their lives. So if you're in the Coding Garden one and that's where you kind of like talk about code and get your help, just stay there. But if you want to join both, there's also a Coding Train Discord as well. And so I'm kind of new to figuring out, I'm really enjoying it. And so in terms of actually working with programming a bot for Discord, I know next to nothing. But I have worked with APIs and other kinds of bots. I have a tutorial series about making a Twitter bot, a tutorial series about making a Mastodon bot. And one of my goals for this is kind of like to learn a bit about how to build a Discord bot. So because I have all these tutorials around text generation and text analysis. So if I can learn through this a little more about Discord bots, I want to see if I can do some of my own tutorials about building Discord bots with like different machine learning models and other kind of algorithms. That's
definitely. Yeah, and the cool thing about it is it's all JavaScript and Node.js. So like anything you can do with JavaScript, you can just bring into this node bot. Awesome. Okay, so I got a donation. So shout out to Critters for the $5 donation, and we got rated by Pixelogic Dev, I believe. Let me catch up. Are you familiar with raids, Dan?
Oh, raids. Yeah. Yes, I'm only familiar with raids because Coding Garden raids Coding Train.
Yes.
And I love that.
It's so like YouTube doesn't have that feature, so we tried like a cross-platform raid. I was like, here's the live link. Let's everybody go over there. But on Twitch you can actually
it's like an actual thing. Yeah, it's like an official thing.
Yeah, so here it is. Pixelogic Dev rated with 27 viewers. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. We actually are just getting started. And the plan today, as you might have heard, is we're building a Discord bot. Yeah, so basically everybody that was in Pixelogic Dev stream is now potentially watching my stream. And thanks for all the follows. There's a lot of chats coming in, so I won't be able to acknowledge everything, but I really appreciate it. Thanks for dropping by, everyone. Hello. And Florin is asking, where are you guys? I'm in Denver, Colorado, and are you in Brooklyn, New York?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Cool.
It's an illusion to the magic of the internet.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited to get this set up because it looks like we're in the same room, which is cool. And the interesting thing is, on my streams, I'm always on this side of the screen, and on your streams, you're always on that side of the screen. Right. So it works out. Yeah.
And I have the monitor set up where I'm looking directly at CJ over there. And so that I believe, I don't actually see the live stream, but I believe it looks like to the viewers, like I'm gesturing right to CJ.
Awesome. Yeah. it's working out. And there was another tip from Jorge Pasco for $2 who says, "Keep it up, you guys. You're awesome and a huge inspiration to me." Thank you, Jorge. Much appreciated. Thanks, Pixelogic Dev. Yeah, we'll see you around. Yeah, so we look like we're in the same place, but we're not. Okay. So let's get to it. So here's the plan. First, we're just gonna set up the project, and I will let you run all of these commands, Dan. So,
Oh my God, that's crazy.
yeah,
Okay, oh, this
yeah.
is very
So
exciting.
you should be able to edit on my screen. So currently we are in this Discord bot directory. There's nothing here. So let's initialize it as an npm project. So if you just do npm init space dash y, yeah, there you go.
Oh my God. This is so freaky. I mean, it shouldn't be because it's just like I'm typing into a computer, but the fact that it's like through this magic of this screen. So, what is it?
npm init.
Oh, right. I need to init it first. Okay.
Space dash y.
Yeah. What's the dash y?
It will not ask you any questions. If you hit enter, it uses all of my defaults.
Oh, I did not know that was a thing. Amazing.
Yeah, so now it basically, because I've answered all those questions before, it automatically pulled in the author and the license and all that good stuff.
How did it get the URL for the repo?
That was already initialized, so...
it was already initialized,
yeah,
okay. So you already had it as a remote, okay.
Wait, sorry. No, sorry, git. Yeah, so because I had already created it as a Git repo, it picked that up and added that in automatically too.
Got it.
Cool. And then we need our dependencies. So the first one is discord.js. So if you just do npm I discord.
Oh, it's I, not dash I. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it doesn't pick up my typing. How interesting. Okay. Is it .js or just Discord?
Are you typing? I don't see anything.
I am. Yeah, it's weird. It didn't pick it up.
Okay.
Now it's got it. Has it npm space?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, space.
Oh no.
It says I am controlling.
Yeah, we might have to set up a live share if this doesn't work. Magic. Yeah. I think that's worth trying. Well,
okay.
Just because there won't be any lag, because I can actually share my terminal through VS Code Live Share.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna hide my screen for just a second, and the drop game's back on. So if you want to play it. Okay.
I have never used live share before, so I'm kind of excited to try this. I've always been curious as to whether live share is something that would make sense for physical in-person teaching, like students in a classroom, like 16 students all having Visual Studio Code, and like so the stuff that I'm typing would appear on their computers. Could be something for me to try.
Yes.
I'm just filling time.
No, absolutely. No, and I've done that live on stream before, because you can create a read-only session, so that way people can connect and they can see all of your code and files, but they can't edit anything. So it actually works really great for people that are like learning and they want to see the code. So I just shared a link with you. If you click that on your laptop, it should launch VS Code, and then you'll have to log in if you're not yet logged in.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Joining. Don't have install the Visual Studio Code. Okay. Install the extension. Okay. Let's see. I might not have. This is actually. It's not installed, so it's installing the extension.
Okay.
Would you like to reload the window and open the URL? Yes. And so let's see. Sign in. Continue. So I should sign in, and I'll sign in, I guess with
GitHub is
GitHub
fine.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So authorize Visual Studio Code Live Share. Open Visual Studio Code. Wow. So many things it's asking me to do. Enter the URL of the collaboration session. So I need to go back and grab that.
Yeah, so now that you're logged in, you probably just can click the link again.
Yeah. Okay, let me do that.
And Mint in the chat asks, what VS Code extensions do I use? If you type / VS Code in the chat, you'll get a link. Yeah, there you go. Somebody did it. You'll get a link to all of my VS Code settings. All right.
Okay,
it says you've joined.
I think I'm in.
Okay, so let me share a terminal.
Now, one thing I'm curious about, is it using my settings in terms of like font size? So if I mess with those, am I messing?
No. So
Or,
it's what people see is just my screen. So if you
got it.
zoom in or out, they're not going to see that.
Got it.
And I just shared my terminal, so it should have popped open for you. Do you see it?
Yep, I see it.
Cool.
Yep.
So now you can actually. Well, here, and let me share the screen again.
Great.
All right, we're back. And now let's try typing in that terminal. So npm space I.
Let's see. npm space I discord.js.
Yep. And that
Great.
seems to work
Oh,
beautifully.
cool.
And I think that's the only dependency. Oh, we're also going to install .env so that we can hide our bot token. So npm I space .env.
Why? Oh, it's not letting me use up arrow. How interesting.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can't use
Or
my
wait,
history.
or npm .env.
There we go. Awesome. And then the next thing we'll do is set up ESLint. So because we're going to be pair programming, we want to have some rules for doing that. So yeah, and -D installs it as a dev dependency.
Got it. And do you already, where is it pulling the kind of configuration rules for ESLint, or is it using a default sort of configuration?
We're going to set that up next. So
okay.
that command npx ESLint init, that will ask you a bunch of questions, and we can talk about our whether or not we prefer semicolons and stuff like that.
Oh no, it's going to be like, we're not going to get anything done because we're going to just talk about semicolons the entire time.
Well, I think we have very similar coding styles.
Okay.
So, okay, and now let's try to do that. So npx ESLint space -- init. It's going to ask us some questions. Okay. So let's choose the bottom one to check syntax, find problems, and enforce code style.
Okay.
We are using CommonJS, so arrow down to that one, because this is...
and what is CommonJS?
Yeah, so that's require in module.exports.
Got it.
And then like import export is the new ES 2015 module syntax.
Yes.
We are using neither of those, so you can say none of these.
Oh, good. I was really gonna have a little mini heart attack there.
And then node TypeScript. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my, this is going well. Okay, I'm very happy. Where does all your code run?
And
Node,
then
right?
Node. Yep. So you press spacebar to check it. And then uncheck.
I'm going to start doing this, by the way. No, I've never. This is so cool. Use a popular style guide.
Yeah, so
answer questions.
This is where it comes in. So usually I use the Airbnb style guide because it has a lot of the things that I prefer, like semicolons, single quotes instead of double quotes, preferring const over that. But let's answer questions because it's interesting to see what you have to say. And I'll let you answer all the questions. So
Okay. Oh my goodness, I have so much power in this stream.
Choose JavaScript. That's what I prefer. For the
not
format.
JSON.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can answer the rest of the questions.
Spaces.
I actually agree. Hey, do you like a
single quotes? I like.
So for spaces, do you like a 2-space tab or a 4-space tab?
I like a 2-space tab.
Me too.
You know, everybody should love their own amount of spaces.
Yeah.
I'm very open-minded.
So when
I like a 2-space tab.
When I pair program with Alka, he actually prefers tabs. So here's the interesting. He might have converted me to tabs because if you choose tabs, then I can view the code with a 2-space tab, and he can view it with a 4-space tab, and it doesn't actually affect it. But if you use spaces, then he has to see it as a 2-space tab.
Right. Well, that's very reasonable.
But I don't know.
Okay, I prefer single quotes.
Cool. Me too. Yeah. Unix is fine.
Unix. Yes. Oh my God, yes.
I require semicolons as well. Awesome. And
that's it.
That's it. Yeah. And
those are the only questions I had to answer. I really was expecting like thousands of questions.
So I mean, you can definitely add a lot more like rules to it. And so if you look at the ESLint rc.js, that's the file that got generated. And under env here, we accidentally said yes for browser, but I'm just going to remove that because this is all Node, so we can get rid of that. And then on line 18, this is the number of spaces in a tab, and I'm going to change this to 2 instead of 4.
Got it.
And that should do it. Yeah, because it's require semicolons, require quotes. So we actually have a very similar code style. And before JavaScript, I did C#, which requires semicolons.
Right.
And I know that you did.
And for me, it was Java.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, which is basically the same. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next up, let's actually code the thing. So what I prefer to do is actually put all of my source code in a folder. So I'm going to create a folder called src. And what's nice about that is you can point ESLint at a folder and it will automatically lint all the files in that folder instead of having all the stuff in the root. So I'll just create our index.js in there. Awesome. And Alka's here. Hello, Alka, who says, I love semicolons. Semicolons for life. Yeah, there's quite a few differing opinions in the chat.
Cool. I feel safe with them, and like they're just like my friends, and I want them to be I want to always be with them. Semicolon.
To me, it feels like the period on the end of a sentence, and my pinky is just like so accustomed to pressing the semicolon, so I don't know.
I actually do a lot of like whiteboarding to teach different concepts, and I find even if I'm like writing things that have no code, I'll start just like putting semicolons, just as like to like punctuate a point or a moment.
Definitely. Okay, so that's awesome. Our code's ready to go. We can set up like a lint script really quick. So if you look in the package JSON, I'm just gonna set up under scripts lint, and we can do ESLint src/. And so now if we ever run npm run lint, it'll automatically tell us if there's any errors like a missing semicolon or something like that.
Does the auto format of Visual Studio Code pick up these settings? Or like I have like, for example, I have something that's like format on save that I use. And then I can't remember whether it's beautify or whatever I'm using to do like some auto beautification whenever I save. Is that tied to ESLint, or those are totally separate things?
You might have to set that up separately. But what I do, so if you do Command-Shift-P, that brings up the command palette.
Yes.
And then if you search for ESLint fix all auto-fixable problems.
I was like, where do I write this down? You'll tell me later.
Yeah, you don't have to write it down.
Somebody I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow. Somebody remind me about this. I'm sure the internet will take care of this.
Yeah, but basically there's a command in VS Code that uses your linter rules to automatically fix things if it can, which is similar to like beautify.
Right.
Just a second. Okay, so next up, we need to actually create a bot. So if you
going to talk about indentation and spacing and semicolons the whole time.
So if you look at my screen share, you'll be able to like see my browser, so we can kind of like walk through this stuff.
Got it. Yep.
And so discord.js.guide is an awesome resource. I believe it's by the actual maintainers of the Discord.js library. And so this is actually separate from the Discord.js documentation, which is actually pretty terse, and it's basically just like describing all of the classes and all of the methods available. But the Discord.js guide is very like user friendly and kind of like walks you through all the things that you need.
Got it.
So this is an absolutely great resource. And over here, we're gonna set up a bot. So let's go there. So basically, you go to Discord and log in, and then you can go to the developer portal. So the developer portal is discordapp.com/developers/applications. You can see that I have two apps here. We have the Coding Garden bot and my Coding Garden app. And we'll just create a new application. I think we're going to call this the Choo Choo bot.
Perfect.
Yes. And then what we need to do, so applications can be used for a lot of different things. Like you can use them for webhooks. You can use them for like OAuth if you want to have people log in with Discord. But specifically, we want to use this as a bot. Basically, it wants to listen for messages and send messages in the channel. So we want this to be a bot account. So if we click bot over here and then click add bot, this is what it says. Adding a bot user gives your app visible life in Discord. However, this action is irrevocable. Choose wisely. This is actually what we want to do. So I'll say yes. And now we have a bot. And I created actually a very special image for this. Let's see if it...
Oh, I was going to say, I can quickly funnel you an image, but it sounds like you've got something already.
Here we go. It's Coding Garden themed train.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yay. I love that.
So this is our bot. And then the next step is to actually add this to a Discord channel. So if we look at the guide, tell us how to do it. So you basically have to go to this link as the owner of a Discord server. And so the client ID actually comes from the bot itself. So in terms of like secret things you should never show, this token right here where it says click to reveal token, that's if someone has that token, they can do anything on behalf of the bot. And if the bot has super admin privileges, they could do, like they could remove users and send spam messages. So you absolutely want to keep that secret.
But you could quickly, if it was revealed, you could quickly just press regenerate, and then that older token would be invalid.
Exactly, but you would need to update your like deployed application with the new
yes.
Stuff. But yeah, so cool. Keep that secret. But if you look at general information, that has the client ID, and this is totally fine to share. Oh yeah, and people are telling me in the chat, make sure I hide the screen when we show that token. I have revealed tokens on stream so many times. So, oh, and I'm gonna choose the icon for the main application here as well. Cool. So this client ID is what we need to actually add the bot to a Discord server.
Got it. So could there be multiple bots per application? Is the application like a container for multiple things?
There's only one, as far as I know. There's only one bot per application.
Got it.
But you can create as many applications as you want.
Right. It's just weird that there's like the application and I guess it's not weird. It's just that because I'm thinking only about making bots, I'm not thinking about the other aspects.
Yeah. So like the other aspects are like webhooks, OAuth, different things like that. So.
Right.
Okay. So what we can do is we can get this link. And we basically just need to replace the client ID with the client ID of our bot. So I'm going to grab that, change it here. And when I go to this link, it's going to use my logged in account to determine what servers I can add it to. So you'll see when I go here, it's asking me to log in. Don't scan that QR code. No. I think that happened on your stream.
That happened to me, yeah.
Basically, if you scan that QR code, I'll have full access to your account. So please don't do that.
Yes.
I'm going to hide my screen for a second and log into Discord.
Yeah, I actually went back and in the archive of the video, YouTube has a feature where you can blur stuff out. So like after something's been broadcast, and so I went back and like blurred the whole section where somebody had logged in by accident.
Nice. I forgot my password. Okay, I'm going to need to reset my password. Just give me one moment. Yeah, Acid Spark has guessed my password. 12345. No, if it was that, I wouldn't have to reset it. Yeah, and someone's mentioning that's my password manager to just reset your password. It used to be like I would remember no passwords, and then every time I needed to log in, just reset it for like everything. It's like a poor man's two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't scan the QR code, people.
They can't see my screen right now.
Oh, they can't see it. I'm seeing it because I'm seeing screen share.
Exactly.
Ah, okay.
Wait.
I'm just telling myself, don't scan the QR code.
Definitely. Okay, so I will show my screen again. Here we go. So because I crafted that link, so if you look at it again, it's this thing, and then change the client ID to be your actual client ID. It'll take you to a page like this. And in the dropdown, you'll see all of the servers that you are basically an administrator of, all the servers that you are able to add bots to.
So if you had a certain level of privileges on the Coding Train Discord, you would be able to add the bot to it directly right now.
Exactly. That's my break timer if you want to take a quick stretch or take a drink of water.
Oh, I should definitely have a break timer.
Hello, Dirkerall. Welcome to the stream. Cool. So yeah, if you have access, if you have the rights to add a bot to a server, it's going to show up here on the account you're logged in with, and then we'll add the bot there. So I'm going to actually add it to the Coding Garden Discord,
Great.
and then we can test our commands in there. And one thing I'll point out is by default, it doesn't have any like super admin privileges. By default, it's kind of just like a regular user. It can see messages in channels. It can send messages in channels. If you want to change, or if you want to give the bot more access, you can change the URL. And so in the guide, they show you how to do that. But basically,
But for a good starter bot that's just going to interact by like replying to things and saying hello, you don't need any more permissions.
Exactly.
It's only if you need to like say, hey bot, add me to this role, or delete my account or things like that.
Exactly. And I'll show just really quick. Basically the bot that I built for the Coding Garden Discord, it needs all of those types of privileges because when you join the Coding Garden Discord, it actually adds you to this role called germinating, which means you're not allowed to send messages in any of the main channels or see any of the main channels. So it puts you in germinating. And then once you respond, emoji respond here, it adds the seedling role. Well, no. It keeps track of that, and then if you send an introduction message, it'll add you to the seedling role. So that bot needed those permissions.
And there is an existing coding train bot that operates in a very, very similar way. It was created by Kobe or Saint Plays. There's a bunch of different people have different nicknames and usernames,
cool.
And other people have contributed. But I haven't actually looked at it or participated in the development of that. So I'm excited after this to like get more engaged with that particular bot and adding some of my own too as well.
Definitely. And I could probably find it in the guides later, but basically there's just another query param that's like permissions, and then you set the permission kind, and that will give it those kind of permissions. All right.
You can adjust the permissions later after you've created the bot, or you have to like know that from the outset.
You might have to remove it from the server and re-add it. I've never done that, but
well, anyway,
it should be possible. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to click authorize. And actually, just a second ago, it said it was used in one servers. So someone probably saw my client ID and like added this to their own server for some reason. But that's fine. I'll show you when we're listening to message. We can.
My name is somebody in the chat saying they did.
Okay. And Linus for the lulz. But I'll show you in the bot handler. You can make sure that messages are coming from a specific server and only respond in that case. Okay. And so I am not a robot. I'm making a robot, but I am not a robot. That's a statue.
I'm part robot.
Okay. Confirmed. I am not a robot. And cool. And so it says authorized. And if we look, we can see that the Choo Choo bot actually got added to the Coding Garden with CJ. I'm going to look at it. Yeah. And so my other bot added it to the germinating role. So I'm actually just going to make it a seedling so it can actually listen for messages and channels and such, and remove the germinating role. Yeah. Cool. So my Choo Choo bot is ready to go. And I'm actually just going to create like a bot spam channel where we can do all of our testing. So let's add a channel. Just call it bot spam. And we'll create that channel. And this is where we're going to do all of our testing. And then once it's good to go, we can listen like in other channels. And Infi is first in this channel. Welcome, everyone. Awesome. Is that adding bots? What are you doing, Linus? Okay. Now let's actually write some code. So if you look at the guide, they show you how to create like your basic bot here. So you require in Discord.js, create a new client, and then when it's ready, it'll say ready, and you actually pass in the token here. So let's get that going. So in index.js, I'll let you do this. Require in discord.js and put it in a variable called capital D Discord.
Okay, hold on. I'm okay.
There you go.
Like this?
Awesome. Yep. And then we'll create an instance of a client. So you can just say const client equals new Discord dot capital C client and invoked.
Wait.
Yeah.
Dot capital C.
And then invoke it with parentheses.
Whoops.
I just mean like invoke the function like that.
Okay. I'm like, what's going on?
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so we have
forgot how to program.
We have it, and then we can listen for events. So if you say client.on, client.once, and I think both of them are available. Once will only get called one time, on will get called every time it happens. But in this scenario, we only want to know when the thing's ready once. You can invoke that, and then the first parameter is ready in a string. And then the second parameter is just a function that will get called when it's ready.
So should I be, do we like to program this way today?
We do.
Okay.
Nice little arrow function. And then inside of there, we're just going to log that the bot is ready.
Oh, it's so confusing. I can console.
Beep boop. I am ready. Nice. And Alka is mentioning we should install the types. Let's see if I get some autocomplete. Yeah, I actually do get autocomplete. So in your editor, if you type discord dot, you should see like all of the different things that are available to you.
I see a list of things.
Yeah, and so that's the actual things that you can create instances of and stuff like that. But I think we get the types by default, which is good. All right, and then we now actually need to log in. So right there, just say client.login, and we'll invoke it and pass in process.env.bot token, which we'll have to create. Let's make it all caps.
Like that?
All caps with an underscore under
Got it.
between. Bot token. Nice. Cool. And so this is, we were mentioning earlier, like the token needs to remain secret. We would never commit this to Git and push it up to GitHub. So that's there. And then we actually need a .env file. So a second ago, we actually did install the .env package, which will allow us to create a .env file. So I'll create that because the, actually, I don't know if LiveShare actually shares a .env file.
We'll find out.
Okay, but I'm going to create one, and then I'm going to create a variable called bot token, and this is going to have the actual value. Right now, I just have like a dummy value, and then I'm also going to create a .env.sample or .example,
right,
to put that there. So that way, if someone clones down my code, they know what needs to go in the .env
right.
file. Cool. Because later on we can add other environment variables like guild ID, so that way if we're making a bot that is only listening for message in one specific server, we can put that as an environment variable.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's there.
So I see the .env.sample, but I do not see the .env file.
Okay. And so the bot will just be running on my machine. You'll still be able to see like the output in the console or in the terminal. But you won't be able to see my token, I guess, which is a good thing. But cool. So I'm gonna hide my screen, and look at all those drops, and I'll get the bot token from that Discord app page. So reveal the token. Copy it.
I can see you doing this.
Yes, you can. And then in my .env file, I'm going to put the actual token there, like that. And then close that file and never open it again on stream. And I'll show my screen again. Let me make sure it's not being shown anywhere. Cool. All right, back to it. Cool. So the one thing we need to do in this file is to actually bring in that .env file. So just up at the top here, I'm gonna require in .env and just say .config, which automatically, reads in that file, and now bot token will actually exist on the environment.
Yeah. If I recall, I think I have an entire video about using .env with this data and API series I did last time.
Oh, nice. So. All right. And now we can start it up. And let's actually just add a start script. So in the package JSON, I'm going to add a start script. And this is just going to be node source/index.js. And then I should be able to just do npm start. And it's ready. Beep, beep, I'm ready. So the token actually worked, which means it was able to log in. And the bot is ready to go. So now we can start listening for messages and commands and things like that. Can you see my terminal still?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I can.
Cool.
I was looking to try to increase the font size of the terminal. I couldn't find it. That's fine.
Okay. Awesome. So now we can actually like start building a command. So I'll direct you now to the Discord JS documentation. So this is the actual
Official docs.
Official docs, API documentation, all the stuff that's available, and there is a lot. There are so many different things you can do, and so on my channel, probably a little over a year ago is when I made the Discord bot for my Discord channel, and I did a live stream where I knew nothing about Discord JS and I just like tried to build a bot, but that stream was like 6 hours long because it's just me like trying to understand the docs, and then I streamed again a couple days later and like fixed a bunch of things that I figured out. But there's definitely a lot here. The thing that we want to look for is, I guess, events. Let me see if I can find it. Or actually under client.
And I assume like what we're looking for is like a just like on message event. So like if there's somebody posts a message.
Exactly. And so in the docs here, I went to classes client because that's the one we created the instance of to the actual client. And this shows you all of the events that you can listen for over on the right here. So you can listen for when channels are created, deleted, listen when members are added. So in terms of like terminology, guild is a Discord server. It took me a while to even figure that out, but guild maybe they yes. might have changed the official wording, but it used to be called guild, but now a guild is actually just think of it as a server. So yeah, any separate icon that's in your Discord app, that's a guild. And we want to listen for message. Yeah, so there's this event here, message, and this is emitted whenever a message is created.
And I don't recall, did we do something specific to only allow the bot access to the bot spam channel or not yet?
Not yet. So we'll have to do that inside of the message handler. Basically, we'll say, make sure that the guild is this ID and the channel is this ID. In that case, we'll respond.
Right. It has permission to do anything that a seedling currently does.
Exactly. So
we didn't do that through the code. We did that through the Discord interface by giving it that role.
Exactly.
Got it.
Nice. So let's listen for the message event. So I would put this right above client.login, and then we'll do client.on, and we're listening for a message. And
maybe is there? I'm assuming I'm just making up. Is there an argument like message?
There is. Yep. And then we need the closing parenthesis there. Awesome. And so in the API documentation, they can say the parameter you get is message, and it's of type message. So if we go into the message documentation, that shows you all the properties that it has. So this is going to have the channel, it's going to have the guild, which is the server, it'll have the ID of the message, all that good stuff.
So we could do something like this?
Well, we have to, it's going to be an ID. For now, let's just log the entire thing.
Okay.
So just, console log message. And then I'm going to restart the bot.
Extra space has got in there.
Oh, no. I'll restart the bot. And now any message that comes into the coding garden or in any server that this thing is in, we're going to see it logged. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff. And we can see, this is a message from Linus Dev. And you can see all the properties now. There's a ton of stuff. So there's the channel that it was in. And you can see channel.name has the actual name.
Yeah.
So we can use that. So let's just wrap it in an if statement and say if message.channel.name equals bot spam. Cool. Then we're going to do something with it. Awesome. The other thing we want to check is to make sure that it is only this Discord server, because we don't want to listen in other Discord servers, at least for now. There are some public bots out there that are in like thousands of Discord servers, and they can issue commands to all of those different servers. But we're going to build one that just works with one specific server. And I think what we can do is on Discord, if you enable developer settings, you can actually do things like this. So are you looking at my screen?
I am, yes.
Cool. So if you right-click a server, that actually gives you things like copy the ID of the server. Or if you're in the channel, you can copy
the ID of the channel.
Yeah.
Okay. So we could have using the ID is better because if the channel gets renamed,
Exactly.
it'll still work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think we'll do that. So yeah, let's just copy the ID here, and it's the property. Wait. Oh, there's so much logging. The property we want is
Ooh, I think it was right there.
Channel dot message dot channel dot ID. Exactly. And then I'll just put that in there, and it does come across as a string, even though it's like a really big number. Cool. So that's the channel ID, and I think that should be unique across servers, but I am just going to double check that the message is actually being sent in this server as well. And so you can see message.guild.id. That's the actual server ID. So I want to make sure that that's the same as well. So I'll just say message.guild.id is equal to that and that. And it's probably better if we set these up as just like variables. So let me do that. Create a guild ID. Create a channel ID. And then, again, if we wanted this code to be really reusable by other people, we could make those environment variables, but this is good enough for now. Awesome. Now, let's actually do something. So when we get a message, I'm thinking right now we just do, actually, we could do like a ping command. So if somebody sends a message that says ping, we'll send back a message that says pong.
Great.
So let's do that. And so we need to find the property of the actual like message contents. And for now, I'm going to actually just kill the server because there's a lot of messages coming in. So if I look back at the docs, message dot content is the actual content of the message. So for now, we can just say if message dot content equals ping.
Oh, hold on, sorry. I'm in a like I keep going
Here, and
I'm controlling your screen.
Yes.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Yes,
let me undo that.
It's like, why am I okay? Was it just message.content?
I think so. Yep.
And should we allow people to use any? Let's make it not case sensitive.
I like that.
And then I probably do something like some kind of send. Oh no. Client, probably client.
Yeah, client. That's in most likely. But let me pull up the docs real quick. So if we go back to,
I like to just guess.
Well, yeah, and you should actually get some autocomplete. Like if I do client dot.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't see it.
I might be broadcast. I'm guessing.
Let's see.
But we'll find out. We can look it up.
So if we look at the client. Oh, docs,
it's in message.reply or message.channel.send is what.
Oh, okay, what's Kotolia saying? Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. Reply sounds good because it should be tied to that message. There might be something that it's doing that actually knows it's a reply to that specific message.
Sure.
I mean, could it really? There must be a callback for this or something. I would imagine this is asynchronous.
It's promise-based, yeah. So we can actually make we can make this an async function, and then await the reply. And then after that, let's just log message was sent or reply was sent. And people in the chat are message.channel.send in like really big text, but we figured it out. And reply should work. I like that too because it's kind of like send it back in the exact same channel.
Yes.
Potentially to the person. I mean, there are no threaded messages in Discord, but
right.
It's good.
So one thing that I'm curious about is it seems very common that people adopt a convention like if you say exclamation point something, that's like a command for the bot, or the first word, there's almost like a command line argument that's broken up, split. But the maybe Discord.js doesn't have any helper functions for any of that. It's really up to you. Just get the message and you chop it up and figure out your own messaging protocol and what means what.
Exactly. So
yeah.
yeah, and not that I know of. You can see in the Discord.js guide they do have instructions on command handling, and basically they just have some like basic code that does exactly what you were saying.
It's
like,
example code.
Yeah. So like
which would be that's how I would prefer to do it anyway. But it's just interesting to think about where are the sort of standards and conventions, like at what level are they adopted and used.
And what's interesting is I don't think I'd seen this before, but in your Discord server, what's the channel where people can request like the announcement role or the?
Where can that be?
Is it
requested?
bot talk?
There is a bot talk. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and so the convention for these bot messages, which is just set up in the code that whoever created the bot did it, but is like TR exclamation mark something. So
and TR is not a Discord thing. That was probably picked to be like trained.
Exactly. Yeah, and so they basically just have a handler just like we do, and they're saying if the message begins with TR, do something special. Yeah. Awesome. Right. Okay, so let's start this up, and hopefully the bot will start responding. So if we go back to Discord in the bot spam channel and we just say ping, it should try to. Okay, we're getting some rejections. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I see. It's not client.reply, it's message.reply.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, let's try it again. Ping. There we go. Oh, I see. And the reply automatically adds the user's name in front of it.
Yeah, with a comma. How interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. And so just to see it happen, instead of using reply, let's use that other method that people were mentioning, message.channel.send. So let's just comment that one out. And yeah, and so what's cool about Discord.js is they attach like so many extra properties to the message. Like you have the channel, you have the guild, you have the user, and then each one of those has methods that you can use. Like you could say message.author. Like DM. It's probably a little different than that, but basically you could respond directly to the user if you wanted to. Okay, and so let's kill it and do this instead. And
yeah, I can't wait to make a sort of like weird machine learning chatbot that you could just chat with. Like I could try. You know what I'm going to do is I should train a GPT. GPT-2 is kind of like the new, all the rage model architecture for training text generator. And so one of the things I could do, which I should actually, not enough time in the day, but just download all the captions of all of my videos and train a model, and then I could just have people ask questions. You don't have to direct message me, just direct message the AI trained on every video I ever made, and it'll talk to you.
That's awesome. Yeah, because it's words that you said, and it's so.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's around, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and Infi in the Discord says it's very fast. It is really fast. It could be that because this is running on my computer, which I have like a gigabit internet connection, so it's like really fast.
Right. And typically I know we're not there yet, but when you deploy this sort of bot, same way that I've done things with Twitter bots, a kind of $5 a month or almost like Amazon free tier typically will kind of like run this kind of microservice, I guess.
Exactly. And so what I'm using is AWS Lightsail. It's one of the cheapest I found. That's US based. So you can get a Linux server with like half a gig of RAM and one processor for like $3.50 a month.
Do you run multiple bots on the same instance, or do you always get like a new instance for different bots and different things per project? Or
it depends on the load, because I mean, like the Discord bot for my channel, even though it's always running and like anybody can join it. Somebody's trying to rickroll me, but even though you can join at any time and it's always listening, it actually doesn't take up that much processing power. So it's really up to like the load of the bot. Like, is it calling other APIs, that kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah. Cool. So we made a basic bot. Virtual high five.
Wow. Oh, we have so much time left.
So let's do, I guess, an 8-ball command.
Yeah.
And then we can get into a little bit of like the command parsing of like making sure it begins with exclamation mark, eight
What are
ball or
the
something like that.
actual? I'm searching what the actual 8-ball options are.
Okay, cool. And
Okay, I got it.
and while you're doing that, I'll just point people to the Discord bot that I actually built for my Discord server. So if you go to github.com/codinggarden/discord-manager, all of this stuff I've been talking about of like a bot that adds a role to a user and listens for messages, all of that is here on the Discord manager. And in the source directory, you can actually see some of the commands that I've built. So I have built an 8-ball command before, but we're going to build this from scratch. I also have a fortune command, so it just responds with like a random quote. We built a poll command, so you can actually do exclamation mark poll, give it a list of options, and it will add emoji reactions for people to vote on those options. And I have an uptime command, so it'll tell you how long the bot has been up.
So I guess what would be the protocol here? Like, so if someone's asking the magic 8-ball, you would issue a command to ask, and then you would also ask the question.
Yeah.
So I would want to look for just like the first word in the message, the first character, check if it has an exclamation point. What would be the standard way of doing that?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, if the message starts with exclamation mark 8-ball, we just respond with a random one from this array. But we could also double check to make sure that it says they have that, and then they have some text like, will my lunch be tasty?
Right.
So just
to make sure it has. So we could do this with a regular expression.
Okay. Let's do it. So and like right now, I mean, technically you could put all of your command handlers in this one function, right? And actually, I think we'll all right. Let's write it, and then we'll refactor it to kind of like make it a little more scalable. Cool.
So I think a regular expression would be, this is at the start of a string.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is a special character, so that probably needs to be escaped. And then this is just a literal. And we want to look for this, just if it, and then I suppose we want to know if it has at least, then there should be a space.
Mm-hmm.
And then there should be at least one other character. Should we say there has to be at least a certain, like at least 5 other characters? Can you ask a question?
Yeah.
We don't have to, let's not.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could do that, and then the bot could respond, your question must be at least 5 characters. We could do validation like that if we wanted to.
Right. Well, let's just leave it like this right now.
Okay.
So this is just.
What does the curly brace do? Is that there?
I think, there shouldn't be a curly brace.
Okay. I was like, I don't know that regex.
So I don't know if I did that correctly. It's been a while since I've made a regex in regular expression JavaScript. And then I think we also want to make it case insensitive.
Sure.
So I'll do that. And we don't need it to be global because it really should only appear once at the beginning of the script of the string.
Exactly.
So I think then, I forget how regular expressions work in JavaScript, even though I have a whole set of video tutorials about that. I would say if
you can do
regex exec or
yeah,
something.
you can go either way. So regex.exec, and then you pass in the string.
Does it match?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's what I would want here, right? Oh, but I want to capture. The thing is, I want to capture the. Oh no, I don't need to capture the question. We don't care what the question is. Yeah, never mind. So we're just going to give it a response. Then we're going to have an index, which is based on the array's length. Oh no, wait, hold on. And then I would say response, or the reply is 8-ball, that index. And then I think this one we should mention the person who asked.
I like that. Yeah.
So I'm going to say message.reply. Reply. Ooh, that's weird. And why is it giving me these tabs?
Okay, so if you look at my screen for a second, you might have 4-space tabs on right now. So in the bottom right of VS Code, you can click spaces, and make sure you say indent using spaces 2.
Wait, I missed where the beginning of that bottom right was.
Down here at the bottom, it says spaces. Do you see that?
Down here at the bottom.
Bottom right in VS Code.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to my VS Code. Yeah, I've done. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Cool. And my break timer's up if you want to take a quick stretch.
How do I change it? Spaces.
And
Indent
then,
using spaces. Change view to. Got it.
yeah.
Okay. Great. So, what do we think about this? Is this
It should be
gonna
good.
work?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing I'll just do really quick is move this array outside because
Yeah.
it can exist all the time.
Yes.
Just like
And
that.
I don't know if that's actually all the responses. That was just a quick. I think there's more items. 20 answers. But I think this is fine. We can just use these right now. Just an example. I'm like, oh no, it's not a like scientifically accurate 8-ball.
Right.
That's an 8-ball should have 8 though. 8. That's 8 responses. So good.
Perfect. Okay, so that should do it. So now if someone sends a command that begins with exclamation mark 8-ball, space something, it should reply with a random thing.
Yeah.
So let's try it. Well, I'm gonna restart the server. Okay. Oh yeah, people are already using it. And so right now, I guess if you have 2 spaces.
Wait, where did that 8-ball emoji come from?
Oh, I totally forgot. My other bot has an 8-ball command.
Oh, both bots are replying.
Yeah, both bots are replying.
So funny.
And so yeah, my existing bot, the CG bot, he just puts a little or she. It doesn't. They don't. It doesn't have a gender. It just puts a 8-ball emoji at the end of the message. So. But I think if we do 8-ball space. Okay, our bot doesn't respond if we do that. Okay, because
Right.
we're validating.
Right. We could fix that very easily. But also, I'm noticing it's interesting. Like you're not using the reply because there's no comma.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the comma's kind of bothering me. Aesthetically, it seems weird.
Okay.
Like because visually, and this is so silly to get hung up on this, but because visually, the fact that the at mention is has its own color and is highlighted in that way, it doesn't feel like in a sentence. If you were just saying somebody's name, I feel like you'd want the comma. But I never at mention somebody and then put comma, so it feels weird that the bot is doing that.
Let's remove.
So I think
let's remove the comma.
We should change that to message.channel.send, and then I assume I just need to somewhere in that message is probably the username, right?
I believe it's message.author, and what's actually pretty cool is if we do a template string, and you just put message.author in there, it will automatically add the at sign, like that, and then reply needs to be parameterized too. Yep. I think this should do it. Yeah.
All right.
We need the closing quote.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. All right.
Oh, hold on. I made one more change. Restart it. Okay, I can do it.
Oh, you added the okay, cool.
I forgot that I could control the terminal.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
Well.
And it looks like it's working. So now it automatically adds the user. Oh, geez. Come on.
Somebody spamming.
Yeah. This is why we can't have nice things.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
And we're back.
And we're back. Okay. Yeah, I think for right now, I'm actually gonna make the. I'm gonna disable people joining my Discord, until at least the stream's over.
Speaking of being particular about code syntax,
Mm.
I really like to have spaces around the asterisk when I'm multiplying different things.
Okay.
So I'm just filling time. Why is, oh, interesting. I'm getting a weird little,
It's basically you don't need to escape the exclamation mark like that.
oh,
Yeah.
right. Why don't I? Exclamation point mark means not, but I guess only in certain contexts, maybe in a character class.
Yeah, because actually, I believe the hat, like the caret, also means not in certain.
Right.
So,
Oh no, it means, yeah, I'm
because it means beginning of
actually,
string, but also I don't know.
yeah,
Regex is confusing.
I am getting a weird warning around exec.
What's it saying?
Or I just have like a little squiggly line underneath. Maybe it's actually underneath the exclamation. Is it underneath the exclamation point or over the parentheses? It's underneath the exclamation point. Weird. It doesn't like it. I'm going to not worry about that right now. Oh yeah, I don't see it on your screen. I don't know why I'm getting that.
Sometimes VS Code Live Share is like a little behind.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, and what you did was just add a space here. Is that
Oh,
what you did?
no. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool. I like that too. We're very agreeable on our code style. All right, and it looks like it is responding with the train emoji, so that's cool.
Awesome.
All right, let's refactor. So instead of having
Okay.
both of these command handlers all in this one function, we can basically create a separate file for every command that we want to have.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm going to create a folder called commands, and I'm going to create a new file called ping.js. That's going to have the ping command.
Got it.
Create a new file called 8ball.js. That's going to have the 8ball command. And I'm going to create an index.js, and this is going to be the command handler. It's going to decide which function to call when a message comes in. Okay, and for now, we can take this this entire like async message here and pull that into the index.js. So I'll let you do that.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to take the full async function out, and I'm going to put that. That's going to go in the index of commands.
Yeah. So commands index.js.
And then does that function need to be named?
Well, we need to export it. Yeah, so actually, you can, just in front of the async, say module.exports equals.
Module.export. Is it exports plural or just export?
Plural.
Plural.
Equals that.
And then does this function need a name?
It doesn't, nope. And
No,
actually,
it
you
doesn't.
can't
Okay.
you can't name arrow functions.
Oh.
We could turn it into a regular function.
I think you can. I think you can in a weird way. Not that this really matters.
You create a variable. Yeah. So you can create a variable and assign it, but technically that's just a function inside of a variable instead of the function having a name.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to have you use the ESLint autofix thing. So press Command-Shift-P, and then search for ESLint autofix, all fixable, autofix.
Fix all autofixable problems. Okay, I think I ran that.
I ran it too. It might not have worked. Okay, but usually that's how you get it to kind of do the autocorrect. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're missing a few things, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna bring that 8ball function back into our index. 8ball array, and then I'm gonna bring the channel and guild ID back into that file. So those variables exist. Cool. And now we need to update the main index.js to require in that function. Right. So let's put that like right below. Yeah, that's fine.
So we could call this receive command or something?
Let's call it command handler.
Command. Oh, command. Okay.
Command handler.
Handler equals require.
You just do /commands.
So if you just do that, it looks for index.
Exactly.
Got it. And then that would go in here?
Exactly. Yep. And so now when a command comes in, it's going to use that function that's in that separate file. Let's at least make sure this works. But we're like one step closer to the full refactor. So I'm restarting the bot. Without it. Oh, well, our bot needs a question. Is the bot cool? As I see it, yes, it is certain. Nice. So the bot's still working. That's great. Now let's actually extract these both of these functions into separate files. So first, let's extract that ping command. So basically, it's the just the first if statement.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, we really don't even need this check because we're gonna do all of the checking of like what the command name is in this function, and let's actually do that first. So what I'm thinking is once we've validated that we're in the right guild and the right channel, we're now going to create an object that has like the name of the command and potentially any arguments on the command.
Got it.
And actually, I learned this trick from Alka when we were building Twitch bots. But what we do is we'll say args equals message.content.split.
Oh, right. Okay.
On a space. So like we take their entire message and split it on spaces, and then we'll say the command is args dot.
And because I'm obsessed with regular expressions, I might do this.
Can you put a regular expression in a split?
Definitely.
Okay. And then I'm going to do args.shift, which actually removes the first argument from that array. And in this case, that first argument should be the name of the command that we want to run. And also, we can remove the exclamation mark. So I think we can do like substring at 1. So this will basically...
Don't we need to check to make sure there actually is an exclamation mark?
Yes, we could do that too. Yeah, that's a good point. But basically,
I mean, are we validating? Is it only a command we want to respond to if it has an exclamation mark?
Yes, and that's basically what I'm saying. So right now our ping command doesn't require an exclamation
point.
Oh,
I see. You're going to shift. You're going to check. Is it an exclamation mark?
Yeah, but I think we're going to now require that it begins with that.
Agreed.
So shifting it will grab the first thing, and then substringing it will remove the exclamation mark, and then now we have the actual command. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create like a list of all possible commands, and we're going to see if the command exists in all possible commands, and then we can invoke that specific function. I think this will work, but for now, let's just...
Yes, although technically this would work if someone did like %.
That's
and
true.
Then their command.
Let's...
Which is fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm just pointing that out. Like we could first check, like if args index 0 dot. I mean, I'm not saying this is a good way to do it. Whoops. Car at 0 equals exclamation mark.
I like that because now we're just verifying that it actually has that. And what we could do is just like an early return. So like if it doesn't equal that, we're done. Don't even try to do anything else. But if it does, now we can actually grab the command. Cool.
I guess that might fail, by the way, if it's an empty. Can a message have empty contents? Maybe it can't.
Well, yeah. But if you split on spaces with a string that begins with a space, char at 0 would still be undefined, which is...
No, I just more mean like, do we need to say as long as args.length is if args.length equals 0 or...
Yeah, that's cool too. So if the message is totally empty or it doesn't begin with an exclamation mark. Okay, awesome. We're doing validation. And then we have the actual command. And so let's extract these handlers, like the ping handler and the 8-ball handler. So in ping.js, we're just going to export a function that takes in the arguments.
Command.
So let's...
Yes, we might as well always take the arguments.
In the message itself. So in ping.js, let's just do module.exports equals an async function. Awesome. And we can, as
and it's going
parameter.
to take the args.
Yeah, and I think we'll also take in the message as well, because the message has
right,
the author and the channel and all that good stuff.
Yes.
So that should be good.
And then we're basically going to grab this.
Yeah, and we actually don't even need the if statement because we're going to handle that in a second.
Right.
We really just need the actual.
Just this.
Yep.
And if I do ESLint fix all problems, whoops, I wanted to do that. I don't know why it's not doing that. Whatever.
Yeah, it could be just live share.
Yeah.
It's messing things up. Cool. So, and in this case, we actually don't need to take in the args. We could technically say, like, if args length is not 0, then don't send back the pong. But basically, if a message begins with !ping, we're always going to.
Yeah.
All right. Someone's saying something's happening on line 20. Yeah, we're about to get there. So that's ping. Great. And then we want to do the same thing with 8-ball.
So
yes.
if I take this,
and in this case,
put it in 8-ball.
Yeah, I'm thinking we actually won't even need the regex anymore. But yeah.
Oh, because we're gonna
Yeah.
And then in index, we're basically saying take this and put this here, and then I need the 8-ball replies, which we had here.
Exactly. Yeah. So grab that.
And then I'm in 8-ball.
And here, I'll fix it because I don't think yours is not. Did that?
Yeah, it's
that
not
fix
working.
It for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful. It looks beautiful.
And in this case, I think one thing we'll do is what's very similar to the regular expression that we were doing before. We're basically making sure that there's something after the 8-ball command.
Right.
So in this case, we could just say
if args.length is greater than 1 or something.
Yeah. So if it, or even just like truthy falsy, if it doesn't have a length, then we're not going to respond to that.
But it still has. Does it still have the command in it, or the command was actually taken out?
Oh, well, the command's taken out. Yeah, because in this
okay,
case,
then great.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we don't.
No, it should. It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so someone keeps saying. So I have a typo. Line 9 needs to be substr, not subter. Okay, awesome. But now that we have extracted those to separate files, we'll basically create like our list of all possible commands. We'll check if it exists.
I'm realizing. I'm realizing something. So I did this weird thing where I wanted to like add this regular expression in for splitting, but splitting we actually really just want the single space.
Yeah,
because you want to take everything that comes. We're not splitting by spaces. We're not doing like word tokenization.
Yeah.
We're just saying, give me the first thing and then everything after that first space.
Exactly. So
because it would be. Although, does it split? No, I'm confusing myself. This is a small detail, but
I think this is what we want because it maintains. If there were multiple spaces together, maybe we wanted that, and we're giving that to the command handler so they can do something with it. So,
yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and then again, line 9. When we do this shift, it's actually going to remove the command if it was at the beginning.
Right.
So now args only has the args. And then substring is going to remove that exclamation mark, and now we can list out all of our commands. So in this commands file, I'm going to bring in both of our commands. So I'm going to say ping equals require ping, and 8-ball.
You got to write out the word.
Yeah. Can't start with an 8. /8-ball.
But the file name can. That's interesting.
Yeah. And then I'll do this. I'll say my commands is an object. And I'm going to, this is the very simple case where every command only has one possible name. So here I'm just going to put ping on there, and I'm going to put 8-ball on there, but actually I'm going to put it as 8-ball, so it
Yeah, you have to do that, and
so
then you have to put that in quotes.
yeah, so it matches the name of the command.
And you can mix this idea of like whatever it's called. I forget what the name for this is, where you create an object where the property name and the value is the same.
Yeah, you can mix and match, definitely.
You can mix and match.
Yeah,
Okay,
so because this is saying create a property called ping that is this function, and this is create.
And then we would just say like.
Yeah, go for it.
Command execute.
Exactly. I mean, the only thing I would do is to make sure it actually exists. So like.
Right.
If that, and let's see. Yeah. So if that's a thing, and really we're gonna say, yeah, if that's a function, then let's invoke it. And we might even go a little bit deeper, because sometimes you want your commands to have multiple, like have aliases basically. And so instead of just assigning it the function directly,
right,
you can basically add a bunch of metadata. So say like the handler is this function.
Got it.
And aliases are an array. And then we could basically iterate over the aliases to see if that command exists there. But we're not going to do that now because we're kind of out of time.
Yeah.
But we'll save that there, and this should be good. And so if the command exists, and actually I'm going to do this, if command in commands.
Yeah.
This has the potential for people doing naughty things like accessing prototype functions of the object or something.
Right.
And this is just enumerable properties. Okay. And we need to pass in the message and the args when we invoke it.
Right.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Okay. So, did Daniel not notice we have HTML in the chat yet? I think MP just said. But
did I not notice what?
So people can send HTML and it actually renders in my chat manager, so it does interesting things like that.
Yes.
Okay, and this should be it. We'll start it up, and we can try sending commands. So now you have to do !ping. It does respond with pong. That's good. And if you do !8ball, was this stream okay? Nice. The bots say yes.
Let's ask the 8-ball, should I get a haircut today? Great.
As I said.
The 8-balls gave me different answers. I'm going to take the advice of the coding train one, the one we built today.
And so you can see people here are trying to hack it. So like Doc is saying proto constructor. Someone was like, do toString. And is that actually in an object? Let me see really quick. I know. Let's see.
But anyway,
it does say true. Okay. There's a to do. Fix this.
So we could do something where we keep an actual separate list of valid commands. Would that be like the most secure way, or being better about checking?
We could even do this. We could say if object.keys of commands includes command.
Got it.
This has to search an array every time, but that's a little more secure because it's not gonna give us toString or constructor or anything like that.
Right.
Cool. All right. One last try, and then we'll wrap up. 8-ball. Are we close to finishing? Oh, I spelled that wrong. It is certain. Awesome.
Well, both. We're all in agreement.
Yes, we're in agreement. Awesome. So I think that's pretty much all the time we have, and it is all basically what we wanted to do. So it's pretty successful.
Awesome.
Do you have any like final questions or thoughts about this kind of stuff?
No, I guess I'm, thinking about what I'm going to do next with this. I mean, these are my one question in my head is like, if I'm going to make a set of step-by-step tutorials about how to program a Discord bot, to what extent would it be just basically exactly what we did today? Do I want to do like a different example? So I'm not saying answer these questions. This is just what's in my head.
Absolutely.
This is awesome.
Cool.
When's your next live stream?
I don't have it scheduled, but I might stream this evening. I don't want to say that because this was one stream. One stream a day is good.
What? I was like, the same day.
Probably Friday. I'll say my next live stream is Friday. And are you doing one tomorrow?
So I am planning now currently. I was like playing around with like pushing it to Friday, but I'm trying to get Thursday to be my live stream day because it actually works out much better for me. So if all goes according to plan, my live stream tomorrow, Thursday, will be approximately 1 p.m. Eastern. And I'm just continuing this Nature of Code series.
Awesome.
So that's I haven't posted it yet, but that's kind of the plan.
Cool. And just real quick, Infi is saying that Discord.js does have a built-in command handler. I guess I hadn't seen it before.
Oh.
But that's something to look into at a future time.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for doing this with me. This was awesome.
This is super fun. Like I've done some. I recently did something with like NPJ on Fun Function. I've done a couple. I've had people like physically present, like you when you came and visited.
Yeah.
But this has been like a really excellent like remote collaboration setup.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm very excited to discover this. And hopefully we could do more of these, or that this setup can work for you with other people and vice versa. So thank you so much for the opportunity and for teaching. This is like great, like a check off my to-do list of like learn to program a Discord bot. I get like I'm getting tremendous value out of this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome to have you. And everyone should definitely check out the Coding Train on YouTube. If you haven't, you probably already have. But if you haven't, subscribe to the Coding Train. He'll be streaming tomorrow. We are going to raid someone. We're going to raid Instafluff. So
who's Instafluff?
Instafluff is a super awesome, very wholesome streamer. He's like super kind. The chat is always so friendly. And he does coding every now and then. And it looks like today they're going to build a dyslexia-friendly Twitch chat reader. Interesting.
My God, I love this.
And so, he has 36 people watching right now, but we're going to go hang out over there. So, if you are watching on YouTube, please head over to Twitch, twitch.tv/codinggarden. You can participate in this raid. And we'll do that now. But again, thank you so much, Dan. Thanks everyone for watching. I realize there's tons of chats happening. We didn't get to all of it, but we did see it every now and then, which is good.
And we can continue in the Coding Garden Discord. I hang out there as well. We can continue this discussion there.
Absolutely.
And maybe the bot will answer all your questions coming soon in the future. I'm actually going to start working on that today.
Cool.
Because I have one of the tools I use in my channel is a thing called Runway ML. And they have a new module for training GPT-2 models. So
awesome.
Coming later today.
And all the code that we just wrote is going to be on GitHub. You can click the link in the YouTube description. But wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.